Hi guys, and welcome back to Cosmeffects blog and or YouTube channel, depending upon where you guys are coming from. So today we're gonna stray away from what we did for the last blog, which the last blog, for those of you who are to the new channel that are here for the channel now, I do have a blog post called Cosmeffects on WordPress.com. But going back to what I was talking about, we're going to be changing it up a little bit. So last time we talked about digital effects rather than cosmetic effects, which is also what this, channel and blog post is going to be about. So just a heads up here is that this isn't going to specifically include any cosmetics effects. Instead, we're going to go over steps to prepare for a cosplay for like a convention, for Halloween, for really anything you guys are really into. So if you guys are interested in anything that involves cosplay, I'm just going to give you guys some tips and tricks that I would work for. I am going to be at Gen Con 2019 this year, just a heads up for you guys. So for you Magic players, this one's a shout out for you. I'm going to be creating a ZURGO Helmsmasher cosplay today. So for those of you who don't know or are new to the game Magic the Gathering, he was a Khans of Tarkir Khan, really big guy. Anyone who's in the Magic that has been playing for years probably knows who he is. I play decks like his a lot. I love the combos that you can pull off with him, and he's just a really good card overall. So all we're gonna do here is we're gonna start off by just kind of like drawing a line here. So what we're gonna focus on right away is we're gonna focus on the head. So you don't have to be the greatest drawer for this, but it helps a lot. I'm not the greatest drawer, so what I like to do is I like to have a couple reference photos. So we're gonna pull those up right now. Got a couple messages. So I'm just going to pull those up right now. So we're going to start off with the head. So I'm just going to pull up a nice image that has his head in it. If I can get to where his image is. Here we go. Alright, so I got a nice body image with his face in here, or I do have this one here, which has better pixels in it. So actually what we'll do is for right now, we will crop this image. It's always good to have a reference photo. Like, I can't stress how important that is for people. A lot of people kind of get into arguments with me about it, saying that reference photos are for people who copy. Sure. But here's my reference photo. If you guys can see him, I'll probably post a better picture of him in here. But that's just the ZURGO that I'm going to be working with today, especially in the head region, which is going to be right here. So we're just going to work with this right today. So first we're going to start off. So in this image, he has this like angry grin. So what I want to do is that when I make this, maybe image him without that grin. So maybe imagine him with like his blocky face with his mouth closed. Where here he's screaming, we want to make him without him screaming, because you're not always going to be screaming. So it's very important that you get him looking angry while he isn't angry, because he's I would assume, being an orc chieftain or a Khan, he is a not happy person. Victories at the finest, I would assume. So I'm just going to start by maybe making a rounded chin here, but not too round, because he's got that box form of a face. And then we'll just bring it back, give him that jawline, and then we'll make the ears, and then we'll just bring it on over. He's starting to look more like a goblin than he is anything else, but that's alright. So we'll just do this, and then we'll just do the same thing on the other side, give him that jawline. Alright, make the ears, And just bring him back down. Alright, so now we're just going to do the thing where, like I said before, we're just going to make a normal mouth. Maybe make him having like a small grin, maybe. And just add a nose here. And then he's got smaller red eyes, so we're just going to do that and just make these eyes. So now that we have this like grin, we're just going to make these little eye sockets that make him look naturally angry. So that when we go to work with this, he'll actually look angry. So this is just the rough sketch I have here. And to really just add that effect that it's him, we'll add the hair there. He's just got this like, I don't even know what it is. It's like this black, triangle coming down his head. And he's got bald spots around the corner. Actually, he's got like bald sides. So we have that for a starter. So what we'll start to do is, this is where I start to map things out. So for those of you who do anything in theatrical performances, this is very important for you. So just because you aren't anyone who does cosmetics in theatrical performances or film, doesn't mean you have to click away from the video right now or skip ahead. This is a very important step right here, is mapping out kind of like what you plan to do. So what I like to do is I just like to draw arrows at different parts, and kind of say what I'm gonna do for these different parts, and making sure that we have the thing here, and I'm just gonna point at different spots. So I have the eyes, and then I have the ears, pretty much spots that I feel like I'm going to need to do a lot of work on, or there's going to be something there that needs to be done in specific. So, like, I have, like, a random arrow that's going to be, like, right here, if you guys can see that, where it's pointing at some part of his skin, just so you guys know that, like, the skin of him is gray. He's got this, like, gray tinted skin, almost looks like he was maybe like stone, but he's not, so we're just gonna put here that we're gonna want to have like maybe a gray body paint, just so we know that that's what we're gonna need to use to be able to pull off that effect on the body. And that'll also help change like the contours in the face and on the body as well. So the definitely most interesting part of this is just making sure you have that angry eye effect. So that's just going to be something we're going to draw here. So instead of having these arrows like we do everywhere else, it might be easier to just draw your little eye socket here. So I'm just going to draw a basic human eye here. Nothing too fancy, There we go. We'll just add the eyeball in there for fun. Why not? And then the eyebrow, which is, we're not even going to do a lot of things on. There we go. So now we can see kind of like the basis of what we need to work on. So we are working right down here, in case if you guys have kind of lost track of what's going on already. Sorry, I'm a fast talker. I'm just going to move back just a little bit. So we're working right here right now. So all we're going to do is if I get closer in this eyeball, which I can't get too close, I can see that he kind of has this, like, red eyes with, like, a black around it. So, like, he kind of almost, I don't want to say he's raccoon eyes, but he definitely doesn't have any, like, gray in that area. So what we're going to do to just, work with this, is we're just going to kind of outline. So, I'm just going to add the nose for reference here. So what we'll do is we'll kind of like make this cat eye wing to start off with. And what I'm doing is I'm just outlining where I will be putting specific things, whether it's liner or shadow on the eye, so that I can, when I do this look, I know exactly what's going to happen. So what I need to do now is it's going to look kind of lopsided, because I have to bring the eyeshadow or eyeliner up past the crease, because it has to be able to be seen with the eye open. So we'll just go past that, and then it kind of does this like downward wing effect. So then we'll just bring it downwards, and then we'll just keep going down until we have something there. And then we'll just kind of bring it back at a point, and then just kind of go now we're going underneath the eye. So instead of just going back and going to the corner of the eye, we're going underneath the eye. And then about halfway through, there is like a little bump, like a tiny like spike. So we'll just kind of create that little spike here. So there we go. And then I'll just color that in. And you can, if you guys are just going to go based off of what I have here, this will be something simple as just, you know, using an eyeshadow or an eyeliner. You can do either. If you want it to last longer, maybe like a 24-hour eyeliner would work, or like, I don't know, my recommendations would be maybe like the Better Than Sex eyeliner. I'm mixing up mascaras and eyeliner. The Foolproof eyeliner, or like the Kat Von D's like tattoo eyeliner are really good. Kat Von D's is really, really good, especially when you're working with like sharp lines and effects. Otherwise, the new, I guess it's not really new now, but the roller liner is a really good one too. It's got a nice felt tip line edge, which is another thing that using felt tips is very important in this, because they're very, very specific. You could use a gel liner if you use the right brush, but I feel like felt tips in general are just better because they just make that sharp line already. So this will be really good with a felt tip liner. So now that we have the one eye done, we can just bring that eye to the other side. So now what I would recommend is, now that I'm looking at him more, it doesn't really look like he has eyebrows. So like, I feel like you might need to glue down your eyebrows before you work on this guy's face. Because yeah, you're going to have to do something with your eyebrows. If you don't have eyebrows, congratulations. That's like one less step you have to do. If you do have eyebrows, I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, because it's a pain in the butt. So you just need to like glue your eyebrows down or something if you have eyebrows. Which, I mean, it's just a long process and it sucks. And patience is the key, rather than it just actually being a pain in the butt. Like, I know like a lot of problems that a lot of the people that I help teach to glue their eyebrows down is that they don't wait long enough, you know? Like I don't want to say like every second counts, but patience is the key. So what I'm just going to do here, I'm just going to act like I'm making a beard. He kind of has this like Jekyll and Hyde sideburn that goes out farther, and then it just goes all the way across this jawline, and then it looks like it just gets smaller around the chin area, so that it's like just kind of, it adds to that sharp edge effect. So it makes him look more like ferocious, and I feel like that's going to definitely be something that we'll need when we do this. So it's very important, and like doing the beards is super easy. It's literally as simple as just like going to like Party City probably and picking up something, or you can make one out of a wig. Like you can cut up a wig and make a fake beard out of it. I mean, it's really like the easiest thing in the world, you know. And if you're like me and you just have cheap Party City wigs, you know, it's like, it's gonna be golden. Same thing with like the hair up here, is that's gonna be super easy to do, and it's literally as simple as just getting a bald cap and then just like maybe adding some fake hair on top of it in that shape and design. So now we're gonna move on to, so we have like the face done, and then we have the eyes done. So now what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to talk about the lip, which is again super easy. The mouth is just like, I would just grab some like the vampire like canine extensions and add those in, and you practically have the mouth done now. And then once we get to the ear, this is going to be fun. So you can make the ears any way you want to. If you want to go out and get rubber and make them through that so that they kind of feel more real. Otherwise, if you just want to make like cheapy ones, like it's literally as it's just like a DIY craft project. I'm not 100% sure how to make them, so that'll be a truck for me, and maybe I can make a video for you guys on how to do that. But yeah, so this is just the beginning steps for the face design for my ZURGO HELMSMASHER. If you guys have any questions, just leave them below in the comments. And yeah, alright. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night, day, morning, afternoon, noon, whatever time it is for you. And you guys, take care. Bye.